Think they fucking with me, they could never. Niggas like I'm too witty and clever. Wrote this shit with some ink in the feather. Wrote this shit in the back of the Tesla. How the fuck?
One of the nation's most disturbing criminal cases has died. Authorities confirmed that Kermit Gosnell, the former doctor from Philadelphia convicted of multiple counts of murder, died while in custody. Gosnell was serving multiple life sentences after a 2013 conviction tied to the deaths of infants born alive during illegal procedure.
What's going on, gang, and welcome back to another episode of 99 Flames. Today, we're going to be talking about Dr. Gosnell. Dr. Gosnell just recently died in state penitentiary, and he had multiple homicides. I remember this like it was yesterday, man. This shit is crazy. They was calling him the Doctor of Horror, amongst other things. Initially, the cops was going there for drug prescription pills, and they wound up uncovering something even deeper, an illegal abortion clinic. So in the meantime, I'm gonna need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, and we're gonna get into what's going on in the case with these details.
Of an investigation into a massive illegal drug selling operation involving prescriptions for Oxycontin and other narcotics.
The FBI and the DEA led the raid on February 18, 2010.
They thought that they would just find a normal clinic that allowed this doctor to make so much money and for so many people to get illegal prescriptions for narcotics. What they discovered was a horrific, it's almost out of one of the worst movies or horror novels that you can imagine.
Officials from the Pennsylvania Department of Health and Department of State came along. According to the grand jury report, it was their first visit to the clinic in more than 15 years.
Instead of just seeing pills, they saw blood. Blood-stained walls, urine.
Let's get into the story. Gosnell, based in the Mantua neighborhood of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, owned and operated the Women's Medical Society Clinic, an abortion clinic located at 3801 Lancaster Avenue that was dubbed the House of Horrors. During his criminal trial in 2010, raid authorities found the intact human remains of 47 fetuses and babies stored in bags and cartons, numerous of which were suspected and later confirmed to be victims of an abortion. In 2011, Gosnell and his wife Pearl and 8 employees were charged with a total of 32 felonies and 227 misdemeanors in connection with numerous deaths, illegal abortion procedures, and regulatory violations. Gosnell was also a prolific prescriber of numerous controlled substances, including oxycodone. Pearl and 8 other employees pleaded guilty to various charges in 2011, while Gosnell pleaded not guilty and sought a jury. Gosnell was convicted of first-degree murder and deaths of 3 infants and involuntary manslaughter of Kamara Monger, an adult patient at the clinic who died following an abortion procedure. Gosnell was also convicted of 211 felonies. Let's see what we can find on the news articles on him.
Lead. This is a story that we think is not getting enough attention. We covered this case when it began in March, and now after a week of horrifying testimony, we're coming back to it. A warning to viewers, the details can be a little gruesome. It was a scene the Philadelphia District Attorney called a house of horrors. Blood-stained blankets, expired drugs, dirty surgical equipment, a horrible stench clinging to the air. We're talking about the abortion clinic where Dr. Kermit Gosnell allegedly killed babies who had survived illegal late-term abortions, and also where a woman allegedly died of a botched painkiller injection. Joseph Slobodan from the Philadelphia Inquirer has been sitting in the courtroom every day of this excruciating trial. He joins me now. Joe, thanks for being here. I want to read some of the grand jury testimony. This is from District Attorney Seth Williams. Quote, "This case is about a doctor who killed babies and endangered women. What we mean is that he regularly and illegally delivered live viable babies in the 3rd trimester of pregnancy and then murdered these newborns. Is he being successful so far in proving his case, you think?"
Well, the evidence is certainly compelling from what we've seen in court. There are any number of witnesses, most of them former employees of Dr. Gosnell's clinic.
It's a house of horrors, this West Philadelphia abortion clinic where 69-year-old Dr. Kermit Gosnell operated for more than 30 years.
The children were born and then killed. Killed by putting scissors in the back of their neck and snipping their spinal cord.
The adult victim, prosecutors say, was 41-year-old Karnamaya Monger, who died in 2009 after receiving an overdose of anesthesia. The nearly 300-page investigative report says paramedics who arrived at the clinic found her lifeless and said Gosnell was just standing there, not doing anything. Photos from inside the clinic, visited mostly by minority and immigrant women, show unsanitary, squalid conditions with jars and bags of aborted fetuses.
There were fetal remains in the same exact refrigerator that the employees had their lunch in that day.
Authorities say Gosnell has been named in 46 lawsuits, but that his clinic had not been inspected by state officials since 1993. None of the employees had any medical training. 9, including his wife, have also been arrested.
He even employed a University City High School student as an anesthesiologist.
The district attorney says the doctor used unsterilized instruments, infecting patients with venereal disease, and often punctured uteruses and intestines.
The grand jury went to the scene wearing hazmat suits. It was filthy.
In an interview last year with CBS affiliate KYW, Gosnell defended his 30-year practice.
I know that I have done my very best to provide the very best of responsive care to my patients.
But this former patient told KYW last year she endured a botched procedure by Gosnell and will never forget his words to her afterwards.
Wake up, I need you to put your clothes on. I have an ambulance waiting for you outside. I did something to you and I don't know what I did.
Now, investigators say most patients were sedated and had no idea their babies were born alive. Dr. Gosnell is now in police custody. Prosecutors have not ruled out seeking the death penalty. Katie?
And Elaine, how could this clinic operate?
Dr. Kermit Gosnell's office. And I started out doing tools, the instruments, and then eventually I was asked to help in the room during procedures. I was supposed to just volunteer because I had just left my husband, and you know, they were looking out for me for income. He taught me everything. I became his ace, as they say, right-hand man. I just felt as though I owed him because when I was in high school, I met their niece. They helped me. They helped me through high school. You know, my prom, when my daughter was born, everything, they've been there. I've had 2 abortions of my own. So I understood what the ladies were going through. I've been in their shoes. So my thing was, I have to support them because I understand. So it didn't bother me at first. I've noticed I became numb with all the craziness that was going on. I was numb to it. They weren't.
Target 8 is getting you a first look tonight inside a Muskegon abortion clinic shut down by the fire marshal for various violations like unsanitary conditions. Conditions, they say, put the health and safety of patients at risk.
Has died in prison. He was serving. Learned that abortion doctor and convicted murderer Dr. Kermit Gosnell has died in prison. He was serving multiple life sentences without parole for his role in the deaths of 3 babies born alive at his Philadelphia clinic. Authorities say Gosnell ran a pill mill by day and a rogue abortion mill by night. The 85-year-old Gosnell died back on March 1st.